This is the Lowe, or Lion as it is in English. A lot of people call it the Lowe, but that's just not right. It is actually pronounced Lowe, so I'm told. It's a German Tier 8 heavy tank, and it's a premium tank. But not many people like this tank. In fact, not many people play this tank, preferring to go out in the premiums like the IS-3 Defender or the IS-6, which you can see is brawling with my Lowe right now. Not only that, if you look on Blitz stars, this tank only has a win rate of 55%, so a lot of people don't like it. In fact, a lot of people think it's a really difficult tank to get to grips with. Recently I did a video on the VK100-01P and the Tiger II, so I decided to stick with the German Tier 8 heavy line and branch out and do the Lowe, coupled with the fact that a few people sent me some replays of them playing in the Lowe, so I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone. So, this video is about the Lowe. What's it like? Does it have this horrible reputation that it's a poor tank, that it's not very good, and that people don't like it? Or does it deserve a reputation that it's actually not a bad tank, and we should all be playing it a lot more often? Well, let's find out. Hello again everybody, and welcome back to Fujit's Blitz, and as I said, today we're going to look at the German Tier 8 Heavy Premium, the Lowe, or the Lion. Now, this tank has a bad reputation. A lot of people don't like this tank. In fact, as I said, on Blitz stars it only has a 55% win rate. A couple of historical facts first. This tank never existed. It never got past the drawing board stage. So everything you see is guesswork, effectively. What it looks like is based on a hand drawing made by Krupp in 1942. It was dropped and it never reached any production whatsoever. Now, its original designation was the Panzer VII or Lowe, and well, it was, like I said, it was dropped. So we have absolutely no idea about the engine, about how it functions, its armor, or anything. Everything is purely guesswork, and Blitz have just guesstimated what it would look like. So, what is it actually like to play? Well, let's be frank, it's not the easiest tank to play in the game, and it's certainly not the easiest premium tank at Tier 8 to play. However, in fairness, on paper, this is the second best, if not the best, German heavy Tier 8 tank. Now, the DPM is seconded only to the VK45, but the penetration is higher, the damage is standard, the reload is slightly lower than the Tiger II, the gun depression is 8 degrees, the top speed is around 35, if you ever get it to 35, and the aim time is really quick. And that's the thing with this tank. The gun. Nothing else. Now, the gun is very accurate. It really is. It's for a Tier 8 tank, the gun is really good. Okay, the reload is average. It's pushing, 10 seconds, almost, or just over 9 seconds. But look how accurate this gun is, and the aim time is amazing. I mean, you got an aim time of just over 2 seconds, which on a heavy tank is really, really good at this tier. I mean, when you compare it to the IS-3 Defender, or even the IS-3, and especially the IS-6, the gun is absolutely off the charts. Problem is, it looks like it should be a heavy mobile tank. Well, it'll get you around the battlefield in short shift, but the armor is really weird. It's like the Tiger II. You've got to sort of angle it and wiggle it in such a way as to make effective use of the armor. It's a great side scraper. It really is. And I mean, the gun is just spectacular. And it will side scrape till the cows come home. And you'll bounce almost everything if you side scrape effectively and wiggle it enough. I mean, so far, we've bounced just over 600 and dished out just under 2,000 damage, which is an average game in this tank. And as you can see, I mean, we've taken a lot of hits as well because the armor is really trolly. It's a bizarre armor. You've got to wiggle it. You've got to get it into these flattish positions, or else you won't do anything. But the gun is just fantastic. I mean, we've taken 3 kills in the end, and that's what makes this tank. What makes the Lowe is the gun, and you've got to look at where to put this tank, what position to place this tank in. And it's not effective really as a frontline tank. It's really not. It's more effective as a support heavy, and it's only really effective if it's not out in the open. In to that respect, it is much like the Tiger II. Now, this is my friend Harrier 77 of the NX6 clan, who is a regular to my channel, and he's a friend of mine from the EU forums, and he's taking the Lowe out for a roll on Faust, which is not an easy map. A lot of people are still struggling with this map, and you know, with the amount of hills and bumps and everything on this map, it's not the best map for the Lowe either. But you know, I mean, at the end of the day, there are some good places to keep this tank hull down, and that's another thing. The glacis plate on this thing is not exactly strong. It's, in a lot of respects, as I say, very similar to the Tiger II. And obviously, if you look at the chassis, it looks like a Tiger II, and that's why it's similar. And Harrier's doing exactly what you should do. He's angling it in that flattish angle to try and get as many bounces as possible. And you're not always going to bounce. And, you know, people are going to pen you just like they will on a Tiger II. And this is where this tank struggles. And this is where people struggle with this tank, because they think you can just stick it in the front line and it's a big German heavy, and therefore you're going to be able to, you know, bounce almost anything. But you can't. And you know, knowing how the armor works on this thing is all the battle, to be perfectly honest with you, because the gun will work like a treat. The gun will never cause you a problem. It will generally hit what you aim at. It's super accurate. The only difficulty you're going to get is getting it to a point where you're not penetrated. That's where it becomes tough. I mean, look at this. I mean, Harry is just able to snapshot into that T-49 as he comes over the hill, and he gets a nice roll. Now he's trolling against the Waffen tractor, and he gets a nice roll into the Waffle tractor. And the poor little Waffle tractor is now running away for cover. And this is how you've got to play it. You've got to be mindful of protecting your hull and your armor all times. Stick the gun in a great position. Harry is doing exactly that. He's trying to get onto this IS-5. There you go. And easy pen, 322, straight through the front glacis plate. This is a fantastic way to play the Lowe. And if anybody's ever wondering how you should play it, well, you should play it like this. You should be looking for cover. You should be trying to maximize your hit point protection as much as possible. You should be going from cover to cover, never ever sticking it out in the open for too long, because unless you are a master at angling this thing, you're gonna get hurt. Now, he's bounced 350 and he's taken almost 4,000 damage, well, 3,500 damage, and he's having a really good game in this. And this poor 46 pattern is now on his own. There's 3 against 1. You have 3 big tanks against 1 little medium from the American line. It's pretty much in the bag for Harrier 77, I would say. But the thing you've got to remember about this tank is that armor, guys. The armor, just like the Tiger II. I mean, look at that. I mean, he's got, you know, it's just you try to angle it and he gets penned, and he gets penned again, and he's angling again in the open, caught out. You're going to struggle in this thing. So you've got to be really, really careful. And I don't know why the sound suddenly disappeared there, and I apologize for that. It happens a lot for some reason. And, you know, Harrier in the end ends up with just over 4,000 damage. He bounces 350, and he only kills 1 tank. That's a great roll. And he only gets a first-class mastery for it. I mean, in his email to me, he said, wow, what do you need to do to actually get an ace? Well, I don't really know, but hey, Harrier, thank you for sending that replay in. It's a pleasure to watch you playing the Lowe. Sorry, Lowe. Now, here we have another good friend of mine, Major Easy, again from the EU forums of the BTSV clan. Another person who regularly sends me replays, and just so happens he sent me a Lowe. And here he is rolling out on Hemelsdorf in some really funky camo. I mean, I do love the camo on the Lowe. I mean, this is fantastic camo. It just looks awesome. I mean, the tank looks mean in this camo. It looks like a proper German, mean and juicy, heavy, super heavy tank. It's just a shame that the armor isn't. But hey, you can't have everything. So, I mean, this is the thing with the Lowe. I mean, it's a slow tank. It'll get you. It's got a top speed of 35, but if you get to it, you're going downhill with the wind behind you. The thing about this tank, as I keep saying, is that gun. I mean, look at that for a shot. He has to sort of thread it through a load of rubble, and he still manages to penetrate on that poor little unsuspecting WZ down there. I mean, the gun will never let you down. It really won't. It will never let you down. The armor, on the other hand, will let you down. It's not fantastic armor, as you will see here. I mean, poor Lowe on the other side is gone for a Burton. He's back in the garage, licking his wounds and probably cursing the Lowe, saying, this is an awful premium tank. How on earth did that happen, and why did I buy it? Well, oh, look at this. Boom, shoot, ram, shoot, ram. It's just fantastic. I mean, it's always good to ram into a little American premium tank at tier 8. It's always a good laugh. And this is the thing about this tank again. I mean, okay, ramming side. It's a big tank, guys. It's a really heavy tank. And its ram efficiency is spectacular. If you can, ram whatever you can in between loading, because you'll get some decent damage from ramming this thing into something else. It really has got a lot of weight behind it. But as you can see here, Major Easy is also ensuring that he's always got somewhere to stick that tank all down to try and protect those hit points, because he's an easy pen target. And this is the sad thing about the Lowe, and this is what people don't understand. I keep going on about the gun. I mean, look how great it is. It's not the gun that's the problem. The gun, as I say, always will never let you down. It's learning how to angle it, how to keep the cover around you, and how to make sure that you are utilizing this tank in a position which makes it happy. And this is exactly what Major Easy is doing. He is going around and he's staying close to the places where he can either A, side scrape, or B, stick that thing in a hold down position. He knows that the gun is never going to let him down, but he also knows that his armor is pretty weird. And it is pretty weird, like the Tiger 2, as I keep saying. Now, here we go. He's going to try and get round on the Saint one. Will he get there? Yes, he will. Easy pen, nice ram again, and you get another 2. You get an extra 200 on your shot. Keep ramming it if you can, and this is what he's doing. Oh, look, I mean, easy pen straight through the front glacis plate. It's only 178 damage. Another easy pen, and he gets another ram. I mean, this is how you should be looking to play it. Now it's getting a bit intense. It's one tank left. It's an IS-3. IS-3's got a slower reload, but more damage, and you know, Major Ease is trying to angle his tank. It's not happening, but they win anyway, and I think he gets the final kill. No, he doesn't, which is a shame, but 2 kills, 3,000 damage, 625 bounced. Really good game. Really good game. And another first class for his troubles. You know, again, what you have to do to get an ace in this tank. And I'd like to thank Major Easy for also sending me that replay of the Lowe, which again just came at the right time, because I noticed that, you know, a lot of people want to know about this tank, and there isn't actually many videos on how to play this tank, funnily enough. I think Bushka's got one, Skate Stream's got one, I couldn't find one on Martin Dogger, and I'm still looking for one from my good friend Psycho Vag, who no doubt has got a Lowe somewhere with a mastery, because he masters everything, that guy. Now, I've just checked out Psycho Vadge's YouTube channel, and he has in fact got a Lower mastery. So, guys, I suggest you go over there and have a look at how Psycho Vadge plays this tank, because he will show you what you need to do to get a mastery. Because, as I said, he's just an ace machine, that chap. Anyway, moving on. So this is me in the last game out on Rockfield. Now, I'll tell you now, it's not a mastery. It's not even a first class. It's actually a third class. So, no surprises. But I wanted to show you this game to show you how this tank really needs to be operated. Okay, I'm not going to show you how to get an ace, but I'm going to show you what the strengths and weaknesses are of this tank. Now, we've already bounced 225, and we've only taken 292 in damage. We're trying to keep, trying to use some of that 8 degrees of gun depression here. It's not a lot of gun depression. And we're trying to keep the position whereby the tank is relatively close to some cover that we can side scrape from. We can see some targets over there. I mean, most of the team is over on the other side. We can't really get any shots on them. So we're trying to get into a position whereby we're hull downish, we're protected, and we can get shots in. And we're struggling at the moment. It's a simple fact of life. And you've got to, you can't rush in this tank. Even if you wanted to, the tank's not going to let you. So we're going to go down. We're going to go down and we're going to try and see if we can get anything on the STA-1 and possibly cap out on the B, because we're losing on points. We've got one gun more than they have. Oh, and there's the ST-1. Can we get one on? Yes, of course we can, because it's a great gun on this tank. Now we can stick it into this little groove here, try and keep it hauled down, try and put our angles towards those, try and get flattish. They can't really pen me now. Things from behind can pen me. Of course they can, because the Lowe's got a fat ass. But what we're trying to do is keep our angles and keep our gun pointing towards the enemy. There's the ST-1A again. Well, we can't get to him. Now we've got an RU-251 coming over. He's going to YOLO towards me. I'm going to try an angle to him. He's going to go probably to the left. I need to go to the right. There's a T-20. We can't get anything on him. We've got the RU-215 on our team complaining. I don't understand why, but he is. We're losing on points, but we're getting back. And the RU-251 comes over. I'm not going to bother with him now. He's only got 49 hit points. The STA-1 is a bigger concern for me. Somebody else can deal with the RU. As I've said in previous videos, I'm not overly concerned about how many kills we get. I'm concerned about winning the game. STA-1 now, can we get rid of him? We need to. He can be a dangerous tank. Yes, we get rid of him. Now we got the IS-3. The IS-3 is trying to move in and take everybody out. He's put himself into a world of pain, which is great. We can get nice shots on him, and we're doing okay here. And I mean, this is what you need to do in this tank. I mean, we've lost a load of hit points, of course we have. It's not a great brawling tank, but generally it's a great tank. And the thing I want to say about this tank is this. The gun, as we all know, and as I've said repeatedly, is fantastic. The armor is very similar to a Tiger II. So if you know how to angle a Tiger II and how to side scrape on a Tiger II, then you should have no problems with the Lowe. The other major benefit of this tank is its credit coefficiency. I mean, this tank will earn you a lot of credits. It's as simple as that. So even if you are struggling for credits and you own this tank and you don't want to go out in it, I suggest you go out in it, because the credits you will earn are huge. Even if you lose the battle, you will still earn credits. Believe me. I mean, I've lost so many battles in this thing and still earned a shed load of credits. So just for that, I mean, get this tank out of your garage, go and earn credits. I mean, it's great for doing that. And you never know. You may actually fall in love with the Lowe again, as long as you manage to remember that its armor is really trolly and it needs to be protected. It needs to be hauled down more times, and it needs to utilize these really, really funky angles. Anyway, guys, like I said, if you want to know how to master it, get yourself over to my friend Psycho Vadge's YouTube site. I'm going to put a link into the description in any event to his video. He will show you how to master this thing, because, like I said, he's a mastery machine. Other than that, Like I said, I'm never the best player in Blitz, not by a long shot. I play these tanks average, realistically. I don't particularly play well in the Lurver, but I do enjoy it. Sometimes it's frustrating, of course it is. But once you know how to play it, it can be enjoyable. And as I said, I always like grinding credits. So for me, that's just a big bonus. I hope this one has been slightly informative. It's not the easiest tank to play. It's very much like a Tiger 2. Okay, it's got better DPM and it's got better penetration, but it's still similar in a lot of respects to the Tiger 2. They are not the same peas in the same pod, but they are related. And the biggest relation between the two of them is this armor. You need to know how to angle it, you need to know where to put it, and you need to know how to side scrape it. Once you've cracked that, you'll have a lot of fun in this thing. Anyway, guys, like I said, I hope this has been useful. If you've got any replays that you want to share with us, then please do so at fujitsblitz@gmail.com. Put your comments below. Tell us what you think of the Lurver. Tell us how you play it. Tell us what you think its pros and cons are. Because as I said, I mean, on Blitz Stars, this has only got a 55% win rate. A lot of people don't do well in this tank. Let's change that. Let's get people loving this tank. Let's get it out there and let's get it a good reputation. And with that, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to say thanks again for watching, guys. We're like, without you, this channel wouldn't exist. By all means, press subscribe, send me comments, give me likes, send me replays. Tell us your thoughts as well. And together, we'll make the Blitz community a better place. We'll get people with, struggling win rates up to a decent level so everybody can enjoy the game. And that's the whole idea. So, until the next time, stay safe, enjoy yourself out there, and happy tanking. Hey, I've been Fujit and you've been great. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. And I'd love if you would press subscribe. Who knows, we can do some more. By all means, drop me comments, tell me what can be improved, and tell me what you'd like to see. I'd really love to know. Anyway, until the next time, guys, happy tanking.